Hello guys!
I wasn't expecting that.
This is the Arabida Natural Park in Portugal, where we are holding our retreat in October 2026. Information on our website. It's going to be a lovely experience and you're super welcome. So this time we want to show you around Greece, starting with the playful Crete. We began our trip doing a great walkway on the southeastern coast of the island. Nestled in the stunning mountains, we spent our days sanding old doors and windows for reuse and digging trenches to avoid damp of the music studio and pruning olive. Our host did a fantastic job building a cob house and transformed a caravan as a static home and this gorgeous yoga zone.
We had time to roam around and look for caves and balance on the edge of precarious rock faces, which was so fun. Ancient Crete was home to the Minoan civilization. Forget the bearded sky gods of ancient Greece and their consorts. The Minoans of Bronze Age Crete had a completely different vibe. Here, the feminine element held the universe together. From fierce snake-wielding goddesses to female-led rituals, Minoan culture put the divine feminine front and center. It was a civilization where spirituality was woven into nature, power was peaceful, and the sacred was undeniably female. And now, before we go into our experience property searching, let's explore the visa solutions post-Brexit for Brits and more generally non-Europeans. If you're not worried about money, depending on the area for a golden visa, you'll need to spend 400 or 800,000 euros, and in specific cases, 250,000. There is something called a FIP visa, for which you need to show that you have at least 3,500 euros per month as passive income. Thirdly, the digital nomad visa also requires 3,500 euros per month. And the last one is the business visa, which requires 60,000, available in a Greek bank account, 72,000 for a married couple, and a thoroughly researched business plan. But this is not a simple route because of the bureaucratic roadblocks. Where are we?
Kalatorio.
Oh, Kalatorio in Crete, and we
Near Agios Nikolaos.
yeah, like
Nikolaos.
12 minutes away, and we're just going to go and look at this property because the estate agent didn't have time to show it to us today.
Sent us the location instead.
I'm going to check it out. I just want to point out that we're matching, and we don't mean to do this.
I see.
See? What is that? So crazy.
Showing off aside, let's show you what we found. This property near Agios Nikolaos had potential and wonderful views, but it was in a particularly busy village. And we realized after contacting property agent, it wasn't in a village that could be managed by an agent, but there were beautiful beaches nearby. This is Agios Nikolaos. It's a great location, good balance of tourism and local infrastructure. It's really what they call a unicorn property. 170,000, which is a massive chunk of our capital, but the renovations would be minor. And this is how we continue to spend our time from here on, viewing properties, contacting property management companies to see if they will even take on the property within their portfolio and creating floor plans, then finding out how much these renovations will cost.
Our next stop was the historic Redmino, in particular the Old Town. Has huge potential for rental clientele throughout the year, but there are major drawbacks with renovating old property here, specifically as the regulations on how you renovate are stricter, which means longer waiting times for licenses from the Archaeological Society, up to a year by some estimates. Indeed, estimating renovation costs is tricky because who knows what's behind these wooden walls? Look at this weird rooftop setup. We'd have to cut into the roof to manage that. In any case, there was only space for one rental unit in this property, and part of the idea we had was a solution to our own housing need, which this wouldn't provide. But Redmino is a mix of hyper-tourism and genuine local culture, fascinating historic monuments and architecture, and generally a cool laid-back vibe. We loved walking around here, and we spent a lot of time discussing the visa rules and how we could make having a property in Greece or Crete work for us. By this point, we had a clear idea of visa options and realised none of them would work for us. Perhaps it'd be better just to see this as an investment project and settle for the 3-month in, 3-month out limitations applicable to British citizens. In some ways, it's liberating because we can look at the properties independent of fitting into visa requirements.
And thus we proceeded to Hania and stopped at the enchanting village of Vamos en route. Ah, the white mountains of Crete. Vamos is a lovely buzzing village with a niche tourism market throughout the season. At the heart of this village is the Elizabeth Estate Agency, the namesake of this powerhouse of a woman who was fantastically thorough.
Okay.
And the staircase that goes up.
All right.
When we come up,
So good was she and her team, it makes you want to buy a property with them because you know you can trust them. We started the search to build a lifestyle business we could truly put our hearts into. The idea actually evolved in India, but when we couldn't find the right space at the right price, we pivoted. We decided to find another beautiful location with a strong rental market, invest and renovate. So this holiday rental venture is really our interim project, a step towards our dream.
Meanwhile, Hania's old town has a more lived-in, gritty vibe than Redmino, which we still liked, but there was no available properties within our budget. The only available properties were old apartments, which didn't appeal to us. The same building constraints we faced in Redmino would be applicable in Hania Old Town as well. This shifted our focus to the villages around Hania, and particularly Vamos. The building with the greatest potential was the little home that had been built bit by bit, and so had 3 front doors, which is of course not a bad thing for our 2-apartment vision. You do have to have a bit of imagination with these old buildings. It has a great little space outside as well.
We really enjoyed driving around the Apakarunos in Crete, again listening to our favorite beats. It really is a stunning place and a huge draw. So gorgeous is it here, we have decided to run our next retreat at this beautiful resort. So it was time to return the rental car and catch the ferry, but we were 15 minutes late and missed the boat, which meant finding another route to the mainland via 2 ferries, otherwise we would have had to wait another 4 days. We got a rental car from Kalamata and found ourselves in Pylos, a lovely small town built like an amphitheater so you can see the sea from every position. Recently, Pylos has become a prime destination for golfers due to adjacent Costa Navarino golf course. We found one building in the old town for 120k, which would have provided 2 apartments and could have been worth the drama of licenses, but it was under offer. But let's see, things change.
We saw other nice buildings, but they were too remote to bring enough business to justify the cost. We enjoyed some time near Pylos at Voidokilia Beach and had a look at the old ruins of a Mycenaean tomb and the views, which were gorgeous. Pylos was a major centre of Mycenaean development. The Mycenaeans, who lived around 1000 BC, represented the first civilization that had a distinctly Greek culture, believed to be stimulated towards greater sophistication by their contact with Mediterranean and Cretan Minoan cultures. We were definitely inspired here by the design in our little room with its muted tones, low lighting, and high-quality rustic charm. Even the little villages nearby exhibited the remnants of impressively sophisticated archaeology and culture. Any of these places would be beautiful to spend time, but our challenge is to work out what will work financially as well as how we feel about the place.
Our next stop was Stupa, which is near the artistic center of Kardamile, and we were lucky enough to arrive at the start of the jazz festival. The Mani Peninsula is breathtaking. It is one of the most beautiful places we have visited. In the quaint village of Neohori, we viewed an old olive mill. This was 110k, which would of course cost more to renovate, so represents some stress just thinking about it. We also saw an old butcher's here at 180k. You will have the Archaeological Society to worry about, but also architectural committees and regulations regarding blocking landscape views. The butcher's was a building that just keep giving. We wondered if these premises might work for our idea as an event space, yogashala, rooms, etc. if we decided to go all in on Greece. You might think the Golden Visa route might work, but you are not allowed to rent out the property if you go that route. If we went the business visa route, we need to have 72,000 euros locked in an account. but with renovation costs this high, it won't be possible for us.
XxxXX village is further out, but this little property had so much potential and at a lower cost, under 50k. Could we do this as a side project? Would it be worth the wait in terms of paperwork? Not a bad place to spend time renovating. In Nafplio, we couldn't find affordable places in the city itself, but on the outskirts, in Aria, it seems to have a good long-term rental market, with many people who work in Nafplio and holidaymakers renting apartments here. Property management companies have not so far showed much interest, however, but we are drawing up the floor plans and costing renovations. The apartment had a small old stone building out the front, which provides us with a 2-apartment solution. In Gitio, we did find 1 apartment, but very tricky to renovate because there was no access. And with this, we concluded our Greece trip, and what a big learning curve it was. Thanks for watching. Until the next one.